Welcome back, everyone. Toyshiz here, and I am back yet again to give you guys another news update. The Hasbro Pulse Star Wars team took to their YouTube channels this morning to talk about some upcoming Star Wars action figures. A lot of it has to do with older figures being released. We got some Book of Boba Fett action, yada yada. If there's time at the end of this video, I'll tell you my thoughts and feelings on the Book of Boba Fett. You know, it's just going to be a whole bunch of like, I should have saw this, blah, blah, blah. But we'll see at the end if I have time, depending on how long this video goes. But largely, I did not enjoy the show. Minus those two Mando episodes. The first episode was cool. It was just getting set up. Anyways, regardless, just as a heads up, pre-orders will go up for all of these figures, depending on when you see this video, on the 10th. February 10th, in around 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. East. I'll have all the links below, and of course on my Instagram, and we'll get the links going in around the time when they go up. So to kick it off, you have Star Wars: The Black Series, the Archive Collection. The first figure is C-3PO. Now, something I have to point out. They always talk about, they're like, oh, he looks so good. He looks so great. Oh, man, we're doing it. We're doing it again. It's going to be amazing. There's no chrome on this figure. Until they can do chrome, that's when I'm going to go, that looks amazing. Now, recently I did a Retro Shiz video looking at the first wave of the Power of the Force 2 figures. That C-3PO is still my favorite C-3PO. He's chrome to the nines. Mattel has no problem doing chrome on their He-Man figures. For all intents and purposes, I know, everyone likes to say it's hard to do this, hard to do that. Well, companies are still doing it. They're still making it look rad. So it would be nice to see Hasbro tackle the chrome. I'm just going to leave it at that because this just looks like a basic C-3PO that's painted in a gold. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that flash, doesn't have that enthusiasm. It certainly doesn't warrant that type of enthusiasm that they kind of had for this figure. It's kind of just like, here's another C-3PO, and moving on. Now, the next figure is going to be Lando Calrissian in the Skiff Guard design. That looks a cool figure. If you missed him the first time around, they did tout that he will have a better digital scan to capture Billy D. Williams' face. They also made a big deal out of the artwork and saying the word celebrate over and over again. We celebrate. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of a celebrate. We celebrate the artwork and celebrate and celebrate. Now, don't get me wrong. As much as I like seeing these presentations, they're fun. They're very engaging to fans and everything else. When you start using these terms thrown around, we celebrate, let's celebrate some chrome on C-3PO. How about that? Just saying. Next up is Dengar. He's going to be a re-release, of course. A little bit more crisp, a little bit more spot on with the digital paint, all that kind of stuff on the face. So Dengar will be making a return, as with Emperor Palpatine. So if you missed all these characters, you can pre-order them again tomorrow for a much higher price now. That's unfortunate, right? Available most major retailers, US, Canada, UK, so you can probably get them anywhere you find the Archive series or pre-order them from, usually. Tomorrow, the 10th, yada yada, and they'll be on the shelf fall of 2022. Moving on to Gaming Greats. This is their video game series, usually always GameStop exclusive. So first up, and only up, let's just be honest, is the Knight Brother Archer, and again, it's kind of a repaint. It's kind of like, yeah, it's cool, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much to really say. He comes with his bow. He's from the Jedi Fallen Order video game. It's like a Darth Maul with a bow and arrow, basically. Again, he will be available tomorrow, 2/10, 1 p.m. East. That means 10 a.m. Pacific. US and Canada, GameStop, fan channel exclusive in the UK. So you can grab him tomorrow. And of course, next up for the vintage collection, we got one reveal, the 501st Clone Trooper. They really want you to army build the heck out of these. They talk about, oh, you know, it's so great looking and, you know, yada, yada. It's a clone. It's their Tamura Morrison clone. You know what I mean? So again, tomorrow, Pulse, yada, yada. You can pick him up if you'd like. Now, the big thing that they kind of showed off, which is actually, it's pretty cool, except when you get to like the price, of course. This is from, it's basically Jabba's palace, but then it's the Book of Boba Fett. So they played a cool video, one of the largest vintage collection play sets ever. 10 inches tall, 10.5 inches deep, 20 inches wide. When they kind of show it, Emily was showing that off in the video. I mean, it's huge. The set will also come with a deluxe carded bib, the fatty Fortuna figure, you know, when he gets shot at the end of Mandalorian Season 2. Lots of detail on this thing. 50 accessories comes with this guy. The grill with the manually turning spit. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's cool, but at the same time, it's like, God, it's so corny. Manually rolling DAIS platform. You know, the platform kind of rolls out, right? It rolls forward, and you can drop somebody in the Rancor pits if you want. Throne looks cool. Here's the thing. Everything looks cool on this. You know, when you got the vintage collection figures, you can sit them on. You got Fennec Shan, and you can totally recreate everything. So it definitely looks good. I'll give it to them all day. It looks fantastic. So I think if you're a Star Wars vintage collector, it'll be right up your alley. It is going to set you back $230. That's a price tag right there, right? It's available for pre-order tomorrow. They did say, especially in the image right here, it says on the shelf summer of 2023. Then they said it's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. So we're just going to say this. You can pre-order it on Hasbro Pulse exclusive. If it shows up on store shelves, that's amazing. But just take it as it's a Pulse exclusive because they kept reiterating that. So until they say otherwise, yeah, I would honestly take it as that. And then they went over the pipeline reveals. These are ones that will be coming down the pipeline eventually. They still got a lot of pipelines to go from the last pipeline reveals. So here's the newest pipelines. We'll say maybe 2022 into the future. For the Star Wars The Vintage Collection, we are going to have Anakin Skywalker from Episode 2, and then we're also going to be getting the Mandalorian Commando. So, yeah, those are two classic characters, right, for the Vintage Collection. Star Wars Black Series Archive coming down the pipeline. We got Han Solo and The Force Awakens. I remember that guy sitting on the shelf a whole heck of a lot. They also had the gray-haired version as well. They had like normal hair, and then they had a gray hair version. Chewbacca, A New Hope. Maybe he'll come with a medal this time. Who knows? Grand Moff Tarkin, which, yeah, that's cool. And then Princess Leia in her Boushh disguise. Can it just be Boushh, though? I've said this a couple times in past videos when we talked about this character. Instead of it just being Princess Leia, what about the actual just bounty hunter of Boushh? Let's just have it be that guy, or explore that kind of figure where it's not Princess Leia, because didn't she steal the armor and set that? I don't know, however the expanded universe goes. But yeah, those are the 4 figures. Happy to say that I have them all, so I don't have to worry about any of those. And then coming up in the Black Series standard line, non-archive, we're going to be getting Aayla Secura, who's a Jedi, right? And then you got Darth Maul, Clone Wars Season 7, very specific look right there. And then Saw Gerrera. You know, you can set him up in your little dioramas, right? And then have him totally be able to escape, but then just stays and dies, right? That'll be fun for the kids on their shelves. And then you have the Arvala 7 Mandalorian. Now, they went over this just to kind of clarify. The Arvala 7 is a Target exclusive in the States. There will not be any pre-orders for this figure, but then they said, verbatim, they said March 27th, they'll have an immediate pre-order go up. So you can get them on March 27th. So it's a good couple weeks out, but we'll say in and around March 27th, basically because of how Star Wars news has been going lately. Star Wars is just kind of frustrating overall, right? I mean, the show, don't get me wrong, there was good parts here and there, but the Book of Boba Fett was largely disappointing for me. I did not care for it. I like the 2 Mando episodes. The finale was just, no. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody. If you want to talk about it, you can comment below and everything else. But yeah, we can have a discussion there. Otherwise, I mean, the playset's cool. It's very expensive, right? The archive figures coming down the pipeline. Not really anything to really write home about, if I'm being 100% honest. It's figures that I'm glad that I picked up way back when. It's good for new collectors, good for people that may have missed them. But in either case, pre-orders, yada, yada, I'll have all the links down below when they go live. But I am curious to know what you guys think about all this new Star Wars news. Is it for you? Will you be grabbing anything? Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk everything Star Wars figures and the Book of Boba Fett if you'd like to discuss. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, you have a palace with weapons and a ship. It's on a hill, and you stay in a bombed-out nightclub. It's a great way to start the episode. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.